is why we love Formula One.
Good morning from sunny Suzuka International Circuit. It is Saturday with qualifying looming, but first we have a very important FP3. We saw no less than 4 red flags in free practice 2 and one for a major crash for Jack Doohan, who is okay and will be back in action today. There are so many unknowns heading into today, including the wind, which may have dropped, but it has completely changed direction. This could change everything. Let's get into all of it. This is free practice 3. Yes, and all eyes will be on Yuki Tsunoda in that Red Bull on home soil. Does pressure come much bigger than that? Welcome down here to the paddock. Chris Medland, journalist and broadcaster, alongside me on F1 TV with you all weekend. And Chris, it was an eventful free practice Friday, wasn't it? And very limited learnings, which is fantastic for us on this side of things because there's so much jeopardy, perhaps less so for the teams.
Yeah, quite a lot for us to talk about, which is great. I love it. When you have that uncertainty, I mean, look, every practice session is important, but FP3 is going to be crucial today because, as you hinted at, we've got different conditions. Even though it might look the same on camera, it feels very different here. Warmer, less wind, different wind direction, changes the way the track will react and cars will react on that track. So this next hour is going to be vital because some of the stuff learned yesterday really won't actually be that relevant.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. And most importantly, coming into today, that Jack Doohan is okay. He'll be back in the car for free practice 3. The Alpine mechanics were here till around 3:30, I'm hearing, after this huge hit down into turn 1, which meant all parts on the car have been replaced apart from the power unit, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely everything. So a complete car rebuild, huge job. So as you mentioned, with the finish time they had, that was them breaking the curfew, the team working through the night. A bit of a gamble, I think, not changing the power unit as well, but the team say that all of the data suggests it's fine. But the main thing, as you say, as much as a big car build, is that Jack got out of that okay, because look at the violence of that impact. It was huge, and the team have said it was a misjudgment on Jack's part not closing the DRS into turn 1, so kind of saying, well, it was driver error, but he doesn't need telling when you've had a hit like that. So the main thing was it was good to see him walk away from it and be able to drive again today.
Yeah, he may be a little bit sore after such a big impact. He was taken to the medical centre for full precautionary checks and assessments after that one. And look, it's not ideal, is it? It's been a really difficult start for the rookies with the rain in Australia, a sprint weekend in China, and now coming here to this track. Jack just needed a clean weekend. And there are so many rumours at the start of his career, and there are 4 drivers in the wings.
Yeah, he was joking about the fact that, you know, he was being told he was going to be replaced by the media before he'd even started a Grand Prix in Formula One. And that was really in relevance to what's happened at Red Bull with Liam and Yuki, but that he was just taking his time, building up, and he obviously was losing FP1 anyway here to Ryo Hirakawa, but even having that, he thought, I'm going to get 2 practice sessions on a track I know, I've driven here, I've won here in junior formula, so I'll be comfortable and I can build up. And then to crash so early as well, that was his 5th lap of the day, it's going to really be a setback, and the team are just going to let him actually build into it a bit more and prepare for qualifying with some soft tyre running that he'll do in FP3, whereas Pierre will do a bit more of a normal program, I'm told.
Yeah, free practice 3 is all the more important for Jack Doohan, but indeed for all of the drivers. And speaking of driver switches, I'm not sure who's going to appear behind us. I'm waiting for Yuki Tsunoda to maybe come out of this garage. He may already be in there. Is the Yuki Tsunoda and Liam Lawson situation that we are all keeping such a close eye on. Earlier on this weekend, I sat down with Yuki Tsunoda to talk all about it.
Can't get crazier than this situation. Very obviously, first of all, proud, happy, you know, very honored, you know, as a Japanese, that able to have a start with Red Bull Racing in home Grand Prix. Yeah, just excited.
Well, we didn't see Yuki coming out of the hospitality. We did just see Max Verstappen. There is Yuki, though, heading into the garage, shades on.
Looks cool, doesn't it?
Full focus. He looks very cool. And it's not a loud, brash confidence we're seeing from Yuki Tsunoda, though. And you can see that in the interview I did with him there was a teaser, but the full thing will be on the pre-race show. It's a quiet confidence, as though he's saying, yeah, this seat should have been mine from the very start of the season. Actually, I'm going to show you why.
Yeah, I think he was, a little bit aggrieved coming into this season that he hadn't had that chance, and to get it so soon is a positive bonus from his point of view. He did talk his potential up quite a lot even before he'd driven the car, and I was slightly concerned when he's saying, look, I've done some work in the simulator for a setup that might suit me a bit better, a wider working window compared to Max. I reckon that would be good. Well, of course, Liam Lawson would have done that. Of course, Sergio Perez would have done that in the past, and I'm thinking, just get in the car and get a feel for it, Yuki. But FP1, he did exactly that and was straight there on a pace from the word go, so encouraging first signs from him.
FP2, he didn't set a representative time on the soft tyre, so kind of ignore that P18. We can't read too much into FP2 because there was such limited learnings. That makes this really important for him, doesn't it? Because things look rosy for now.
Yeah, for now is the word. I mean, all three of us keep caveating things, don't we, this weekend? We're only into the third race weekend of the season when we look at the pecking order. We're only into the third practice session, and as you say, really second one of actual learning for the drivers. And this is when you're going to start pushing limits a bit more. We're getting ready for qualifying. We're going to see some low fuel runs on soft tyres where drivers are starting to find their limit at a track that bites. So while Yuki did say himself in FP1 that he wasn't getting to the limit yet, not pushing too hard, well, when he gets closer to there, that might be when the car starts to bite back. So it will remain to be seen actually how comfortable he remains as he gets quicker and quicker through the day.
And he did say as well that it's different to the sim, isn't it? This car feels that little bit more aggressive in real life. The Racing Bulls, I know we can't read too much into FP3, but I'm going to read a little bit into the Racing Bulls pace because they were right up there. Right lap, right time, or is there something in it?
The car's been looking good, hasn't it? It was looking good in China. I think both drivers, very impressive to hit the ground running, given what Liam's been through, and then Isaac as a rookie in there as well. So I think we've got to look at the way the two of them have hit the ground running is a sign of how confident they are in that car, how comfortable they are, that it does maybe have a wider working window than the Red Bull. Something that Liam was saying, I think, after FP2 was that I feel more happy with this car, I can push it more. So based on that, I think it's actually a very good sign that they will be ones that as the speed improves and increases into qualifying, that they feel that they can extend their performance. So I think that's what we're going to be looking at from Racing Bulls. They'll stay up there.
And James Hinchcliffe has a wonderful viewpoint trackside. Hopefully you'll see some cars today, James, after 4 red flags when you were out there last time.
Yeah, that's the plan, Laura. I mean, obviously with those interruptions from the red flags yesterday, we didn't get to show you guys the action on track as much as we would have liked. 2 of those red flags for driver incidents, 2 of them for the fires that we saw on the grass. And to sort of explain a little bit how and why that happened, you can just see how dry some of the grass is here around the racetrack. When those titanium skid blocks spark, those sparks end up hitting the grass, fire up. So Suzuka has done an incredible job kind of preparing the racetrack today. They cut all the grass around the circuit overnight. They cleaned up all the clippings, and before the cars go on track, they're going to dampen all the areas that were a problematic part of the racetrack yesterday. So hopefully lots of green flag running. We mentioned that the wind nowhere near as dramatic as it was yesterday, and a completely different direction. You could, if you watched yesterday, you would have noticed my hair blowing a lot more than it is today. Much calmer. It's going to be a much different racetrack. Can't wait to see the cars on track.
James, I love it that even a racing driver uses the same wind checks that I do. Which way is my hair blowing and at what ferocity? I love it.
I don't think I've got enough left at the moment. It's just my receding hairline's getting quicker and quicker with the wind. But today is much calmer, isn't it?
It's calmer.
It's going to be a real test actually to see who can dial their car in quickly in these conditions, because just 1 hour, that's all they've really got. It's almost like a sprint weekend in that sense.
I know. Who's got a bit of work to do then, do you think?
In a sense, everybody. Everybody has to learn these conditions. McLaren probably have the least to do. They looked the most comfortable. I've still got some question marks about Ferrari and Red Bull about the comfort of their car. I think Mercedes look like the biggest threat to McLaren at the front at the moment.
Yeah, and that's certainly what the data is showing from free practice as well, that Mercedes are second to McLaren on race pace, of what we know, and 1 lap pace as well. Thank you, Chris. You're going to be diving into the pit lane for us now. Cannot wait for that. Thank you so much for all your insights and updates. And this is it then, a really important hour of practice. We have just 60 minutes to work out some of the stuff that we should have been finding out yesterday in free practice 2. Let's hope we have plenty of green flag running, not least for James Hinchcliffe trackside. You can now join us, Alex Jakes and Jolyon Palmer. Enjoy.
All right, hello. It'll be a short stream this afternoon, but we'll be back in the evening. Alright, we are playing the Roottrees Are Dead. This is... I've heard the term notebook mystery thrown around. It's kind of a newer genre that doesn't really have an accepted title, which is kind of exciting. But this is sort of Obra Dinn-esque, sort of Case of the Golden Idol, Rise of the Golden Idol-esque. We're going to be learning information, using logic to determine, I believe we are determining a family tree, is my understanding, and thus the Roottrees, I assume, is a reference to that. That would be my guess anyway. Yeah, should be very interesting. Kind of a little deduction on our Saturday afternoon. I'm guessing there'll probably be a larger mystery that we're uncovering as we're learning about all these different people in the family tree. So let's get started. Let's read this article. So we are 1998, December 6th. I assume there's an in-game notebook. Oh, that's not one. I am going to just open Notepad and take some notes myself until we get that. So December 6, 1988 in Butler, Pennsylvania. May not be needed, but one of the things I really like about this genre, especially with how new it is and how much people are exploring, is you never know what will be interesting. And this is a genre I'm expecting to get really meta and fourth wall-y very soon. Maybe that has already happened. I haven't played a ton of them. I think the Golden Idol and Obra Dinn ones are the only one I mentioned, but I wouldn't be surprised if these start messing with computer files or doing other things that could stretch outside the game. Don't expect that to be the case in this game, but we'll find out. Butler County Times, The Roottrees Are Dead, the late edition. So they're calling it one of the most deadly plane crashes in Pennsylvania's history. All passengers and crew perished. Pittsburgh is generally known for pleasant flying conditions, and the weather was not atypical for this time of year. We do not know much at this time, but our sources tell us that local authorities do not suspect terrorism. The crash did not cause any local property damage, and fortunately nobody outside the plane was hurt. Funeral plans have not been announced, but you can be sure that the Butler County Times will cover it to the best of our ability. Spokesperson for the company has asked that people respect the families. That is all we get. Yeah, could not flip this article. Plane crashed last night near Pittsburgh. The only passengers were Carl Roottree. Okay, we've got a name. Carl Roottree. His wife Brenda. Don't say Brenda Roottree. Give a different last name. And their three daughters known as the Roottrees sisters. Carl Roottree was the president of the Roottrees Candy Company. It's not clear who will succeed in. So far, local police are not sure what caused the crash. And can't really tell anything from the crash site. Northeast of Pittsburgh. I think we're okay. Rootree Mania. This mystery will unlock once you finish The Roottrees Are Dead. No. What is that? Hard to do like a new game plus in this type of game. Fascinating. Okay. Roottrees Are Dead. The mystery begins here. I should have picked save slot 3. What's wrong with me? The Roottrees are loading. December 6, 1998.
The plane that crashed last night just outside of Pittsburgh is now known to have been the private jet of the Roottrees Corporation.
Dang.
Local aviation authorities have speculated, based on the pilot's final communication, that the winter storm and heavy winds played a significant role in the crash. On board were multiple family members, including corporate president Carl Roottrees and his daughters, the Roottrees sisters, best known for their fashion lines and modeling careers. There were no survivors. Again, for those of you just joining us, the Roottrees are dead.
Ooh, what an opening. Oh.
I know it's late, but I'm guessing you've seen the news. In addition to dealing with the grief, the lawyers are scrambling. Everything's about to change. Anyone proven to be a blood relative is about to get much richer. I'm here to ensure everyone is accounted for. I've heard you're an expert at sorting out complicated family trees. A genealogy genie, as it were.
Okay. This is what we do.
I'm going to give you a quick test. Pass, and I can promise you the job of a lifetime.
Okay. Sleuths! Whoa, alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Complete the family tree of the Roottrees sisters. Sibling birth order, oldest to youngest. The oldest has a spouse. Don't have any portraits available at the family tree. So we need picture, name, occupation for each person. Okay, it's just... I can move it around, but this is all we have for now. To do, examine my evidence, search the internet for clues. Oh, there we go. Fill in names, occupations, photos. What is that? Oh. Makes sense. So I'm guessing we're just going to keep adding names as we find them. That's why it zooms. So we're looking at the family tree. Evidence, PC, home, notebook, hints. Oh, that's cool. You can see the music, and then the menu option. Okay. Okay. Just curious how this... Hopefully we will not use the hint system. I'm curious how it works. Okay, is that the hint? So we just probably won't be pushing that button. Okay. Wow, okay. Welcome to your notepad. On each page, other than this one, you can jot down important information. Such as names, family, relationship, marital status, sibling count, anything else you'd like to remember. Page titles can be renamed to make it easier to remember what you've written on each one. Okay. Highlight any text in your web browser or evidence for the quick option to add it to your notes. Entire contents of your notepad are saved even if you quit the game. Don't forget to check them when you return. Highlight any text in your web browser or evidence for the quick option to add it to your notes. Oh, didn't want to click that yet. Go back, I'm not ready. Okay, so blue is like a hyperlink. Well, Maria, jump to something else. Family reminders. Siblings. People share the same parents. Cousins. People share the same grandparents, but not the same parents. Second cousins. Oh boy. Oh no. I'm gonna actually have to learn what second cousins and third cousins are. Sometimes referred to as distant cousins. People that share the same great-grandparents, but not the same grandparents. Okay. Then third is great-great-grandparents. Distant cousins. Share the same great-great-grandparents, but not the same great. Okay. American school terms. That's smart of them to put in. I like that. K-12, kindergarten to 12th, so 5 to 18, yep. Schools produce yearbooks, which are albums of stage photos of the students, typically with solid color, cloudy background. Okay. So we're going to have school yearbooks to look through at some point. Oh boy. How does this work? So we can rename. Okay, that's nice. That's easy to update. Let's do. Can I also delete if I just... Wow, that is clean and snappy. Also, this is very 90s UI. Reorder notes. Drag and drop notes to oh. Wow, this is a really nice notebook. Okay. I do not need my notepad. Can I copy from the notes I took? I can. I guess that's just, it's not that impressive. Okay. Alright, let's get started. Actually, oh, that's a clean transition. Can I move the camera? No. Interesting. Okay, we can see the door. So we're researching from our house. Interesting. (7:03 p.m.) Just in case. Just in case there's a time mechanic. Oh. You kidding me? Wow. This game. What do we got here? Alphabet Davies, Secret Searcher. Alphabet Davies versus Family Doku. Alphabet Davies. Names of the genus. Okay. How do I go back? Guess I can just hit home. Comics. The Notorious Montjoys. Riot Girl. Okay, up that. Can we do anything with the TV? Oh. Still not ready. Okay. 703. Documents, printing, notifications. Wow. Welcome to the Information Superhighway. Thanks for purchasing a new Cashew PC. Your PC is equipped with a 56K modem, which is fast enough to access any site on the World Wide Web, even those with high-resolution images. That is incredible. If you find anything interesting, be sure to print it out with your included high-end color laser printer or burn a music CD to listen to later. If you want to revisit a search result, be sure to use Netscape Explorer's new History feature. Happy surfing, and remember, Cashew PCs are delicious. Cashew PCs are inedible. Do not try to eat your computer. Oh my gosh. Incredible. Connected. One more time. Oh, it's good. Okay. Spider search. Netscape Explorer spider search. You can create notes quickly by highlighting text with your mouse. Okay, we don't have any history. If I just search Roottrees. First few pages are filled with news results about the plane crash. Besides that, there are countless advertisements and conversations about the various products made by the Roottrees Candy Company. Most articles mention Carl Roottrees, who is the president of Roottrees Candy Company. His daughters are also eulogized, collectively referred to as the Roottrees sisters. They've been famous from a very early age. Just to test this. Oops. The Roottrees sisters. Oh, I can directly search it. Okay. Ooh, it's interactable. Wait, so if I... Oh, I can just instantly run the search from there. That's cool. And then I can drag this to a new page. I'm doing too much structuring. Should I look at the evidence first? I have no idea how many people there are. For all I know, we may only need them for like 5 seconds, but for now. So we know Carl Roottrees is the president of the Roottrees Candy Company. Okay. Alright. We've explored everything. Now we can get to this evidence that we have. Got milk picture. The person who hired you gave you this photo with a note attached. This was taken during the shoot for the Roottrees sisters' Got Milk ad. Tracked down a test photo from before they painted the fake mustaches on, which I thought would be more appropriate considering the circumstances. The ad's copy reads, "You might recognize our faces from the magazine you're reading, or you might recognize our name from the candy bar you're eating. Being a Roottrees is a full-time job, but so is growing up. That's why the calcium found in milk is so important. Plus, you can't make chocolate without it." Okay, so same thing with this evidence. Can highlight it. Roottrees sisters feature. Okay. Nothing else really jumping out at me here. Anything else to... No other pages. Show previous item, show next item. Back to evidence list. Oh. Ooh. Evidence got middle picture, list of names. Show everything. Oh. Wow. Okay. I'm impressed with this game already. That's a lot of thought went into this. Like, obviously we only have 2 things right now, but I feel like one of the struggles with this type of game is you never know when something stops being relevant, so you just get more and more stuff, and then it just becomes more and more time searching, which is the challenge and part of the puzzle. But just being able to find the thing that you're looking for quickly is nice. And just all the things they did to, like the notebook just jumping directly to the evidence when you're trying to trace something back, like that's so nice. I've not seen something thought out this much before. Okay, list of names. That's a lot of names. Okay, the list was provided to you by the mysterious person who showed up at your door. You'll need it to fill in the family tree. Women. So are these all the people we have to identify? I guess we have their names, but... So are we just trying to find the picture? So she said we were trying to find people who are blood relatives of Carl Roottrees, right? It's weird that we're not putting that in somewhere. Maybe it's... Yeah, maybe we'll get there. This is just like a tutorial section. Okay, so we've got a lot of Roottrees. Miracle, Miracle Jr., Miracle Jr. Miracle the Third. Penelope Tessa Green. Oh, I thought that was April Quidditch. That would have been a good name. Wow. So we could just start searching all these names. That'd be one way to go. Okay. No weird markings or other things on. Alright, so... I just want to understand how the hit system works. I'm curious. Very portraits. Click. Oh, click on faces. Wait, we have some faces? I have faces? Click on faces. Oh. Interesting. There's no, like, UI indication there. Okay. That's cool. Can't click on anything else. In the photo? No? Okay, just faces. Alright, we've got some faces. Oops, oops. I'll get there. Okay, so we need to know who's the oldest, who's the youngest. So I think the next step, probably just start looking at the Roottrees sisters and spider search. But yeah, just to see how the hints work. Ah, okay, you do have to... I just wanted to know if I could push the button. That's good. Don't know where to look next. If you're completely stuck, try talking it through. Is there achievement for doing it without hints? I kind of just want to see what the hints are. Like, are they going to give you the answer? Are they going to be like, oh, try this search? Or... Also, if there's an achievement for doing it without hints, I would kind of like to get that. I'm looking at the steep achievement. Hopefully that's not spoilery. Luna, stop! There are 6 hidden ones. Alright. Well, I just want to see. So search the internet for information. Okay, and then does it keep giving you more, like, information? Okay. I like that. I like that there are layers. It's like nudge you in the right direction, then give you something more explicit if that didn't help. Very well done. Alright, so that is what I said we were going to do anyway, so glad to know I'm thinking about this game correctly. Alright, Roottrees sisters. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sisters' modeling careers. Let's highlight that. How long can a page be? Oh, that's so good. Okay. That's kind of what I expected. So, okay, the page is not actually just the size of the screen. It's so good. So yeah, we can just throw anything relevant in the Roottrees sisters on this page. Don't have to worry about it. About running out of room. So we know they were models. You could also come across an unofficial Roottree fan site, seemingly curated by a teenager. It's neon pink with purple text and hard to read until you highlight the words. The young webmaster writes, Raina is the most famous because she's the oldest and got married to TMS, but Riley is the smart one, Rose is the middle child like me. Okay. You might think they are rich just because they are models, but their dad is also the president of the candy company, and their mom Brenda is a fashion designer. Ooh, okay. Could be relevant. So until I get a sense of how detailed we need to be, I think we just note down anything that we find. They do the modeling for her brand Root. Okay, so we've got another brand. Interesting. I eat Roottree candy all the time. My favorite are maple crisps, and try to dress in plaid root. Clothes like Riley. Oh, plaid root. Here. Plaid root. Is the brand Root period? That's confusing. Dress in plaid root clothes like Riley does in most of the posters. Someday I want to get my ears pierced like Rose. Okay. Website author continues to talk about her own life and what she likes about the Root fashion lines, but none of it is relevant. It's Root period. Okay. Alright, so we've got some information. So Raina's the oldest, Riley is the youngest, Rose is the middle. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Don't even have to type. Rose is a middle. There's nobody in the list with that name. Someone isn't in the list of names that your employer provided. Doing a deeper dive on what you learn about them will often lead to additional discoveries. Make note of any brands, books, product lines, or magazines that you don't recognize. Okay, so is her name not Rose? Is that a nickname? Interesting. So 2 of the siblings have RH. Rose is the middle child. Riley. Oops. Wrong thing. Alright, so Riley's the youngest, so we don't know the name. So Riley dresses in plaid. Was this one? Are you the one in plaid? Yes. Rose is the one with their ears pierced. Nope, you're not Rose. So that means you're Raina, you're Rose, but your name's not Rose. They're all models, right? Okay. And then the spouse, we know the initials. TMS. TS? It's the only TS? Probably Thomas Sheridan? Okay, so we just need your name. So let's search Riley. Use both the first and the last name if possible. Roottrees. Riley Roottrees. There are a lot of obituaries that focus on the Roottrees sister. Oh wait. This is the same as the Roottrees sisters search. What? Okay, weird. I mean, we can search up Root. Root, the period is part of the name. It's a clothing company. They make clothes for children, from toddlers to teenagers. Although their website is down, likely due to increased web traffic, you find countless retail sites attempting to advertise their clothes towards the target audience. One of them has this to say. You spied the Roottrees sisters looking hella fly on catalogs, magazines, and posters. Now you too can be like Riley, Rose, or Raina. Still says Riley. You'll also come across a website from a collector of clothing catalogs. Apparently Root has released 2 catalogs per year every year since 1984. That is 4 years? 5 years? Raina appeared on almost all of them. There's only one that the webmaster considers a collector's item enough to mention. It seems that Brenda Roottrees, the Roottrees sisters' mother, and Root's head designer appeared on one cover, holding her daughter Rose in 1985. Worth highlighting? Probably not. Site says this was the only time her daughter was ever listed with her birth name, Carly Roottrees. Cool. We have the information, but might as well add it to the Roottrees sisters page if we ever need that. Carly. Then I guess she went by nickname, so they'd all have. Oh, hey, we did it! Well done. Woo. 050. Okay, so 50 blood relatives. These 3 entries are correct and have been locked. Oh, that's exciting. Except now it's actually gonna get hard. That's a good dopamine hit.